Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So this is another video on another coffee machine, and in this time we're looking at the IKAPE i9 Espresso machine. So this is a completely manual machine that usually when we have machines like these, they have a lever, but this time this is a screw-driven machine. So it looks so nice. It's a little bit, different from the manual machines that we all know and we used because it has a different mechanism on the side. So as you can see, instead of having a lever on the top that you pull it down, this one you have some handle on the side, like you crank it like you're playing a music using a music box, and then it will help through the mechanism inside it to push down the piston or push it up. Let me get you closer to see how it looks, and then we'll get into the details. So the same idea that we used to do things like that. Okay, but now we have it on a coffee machine where you also do that. So when you move that crank, and as you see, it's very simple to move it. What happens is that this is tied to a screw, okay? So the screw is shown from the side, as you can see here. It's a very long screw, and this screw is having some mechanism and some gears inside, so that when you move the handle, the screw will move, and when the screw moves, it will push up or down on this handle. Okay, and this handle is tied to this piston through this hook. So the hook will tie here like that, and then it will give all the force that you apply on the crank on the side, so that this will go down, as you can see, so that it will push on the piston until it reaches all the way down. So this will help you produce pressure, and this is a very innovative and nice idea to make your coffee, and at the same time you don't need to apply much force like we usually do when we have a lever machine in our hand. So on the side of the machine, there is this pressure gauge that you just can monitor the pressure through it while you do the cranking forward or backward, and this will help you achieve some good pressure profiling as well. So the machine comes with the normal E61 group head, means that you can usually do whatever you want with it. You can change the shower screen. You can add different types of shower screens like the IMS or even the EMB or any other ones, and you have a normal 58 millimeters portafilter that you can also swap the baskets in it, or swap the portafilter itself, or the handles, or use any kind of tools that you have for 58 size. So that's very nice to have in your machine. And the machine is made all of metal, and as you can see, it has a very nice mechanism. So this is the piston that pushes against the water, and it has some gasket on the side so that it can get some good seal. And when you put it right in place like that, you switch it so that the hook can catch it this way. And when the hook catches the piston at the right place, by then you can start making fun by, applying pressure up or down like that until it reaches the very end of the chamber. And at any time you can go back like that, so that the pressure will decrease, or go forward that the pressure will increase. So in my testing to the machine, I found it so nice to play with because it has a different way of making your coffee, and at the same time it gives some good fun to the process that you're making your coffee. So let me show you how the machine works. So since this is a machine that doesn't have any electrical connections to make any heating or any controlling over the temperature, I usually do use like boiling water in it. I give it a couple of boiling water cycles before making my coffee, so that I make sure that everything is really hot and nice. So what I do usually is I put the portafilter like that. This is just a small piece of silicone that you put it in the portafilter to make like a seal, so that the water will not drip from the machine when you add water on the top. And on the top chamber, okay, this is where you add the hot water by removing the piston like that. And under the piston, there is a chamber that takes up to 150 ml of water. You don't need all that for sure, because you can make espresso only using 70 or 80 mLs. So this is just a big size in case you need to do any longer ratio than the normal ratios you would normally do. And because it has a big piece of metal, it requires you to do good thorough heating before you do any coffee extraction in case you want to have good taste for your coffee. So what I do is I make sure there is always like a milk jug or a pitcher under the portafilter so that I can keep an eye on the water that drips. And I add my hot water like that to the chamber, all of course made of stainless steel, so very less maintenance required, and you can easily remove the top piston as well, like I'm gonna show you in a while, and then you can simply clean the machine from the inside in case you want that. And all you need to do is right now is to put the hot water and let it soak for some time. So I usually use my hot water up to 99 Celsius, like boiling temperature in most cases, and leave it to soak for like a minute or so until you make your ground coffee ready. And then after that, you can start putting another like hot cycle or hot water again to make sure that the machine is heated very well. Then you can make your coffee. So it's a little bit of a process for sure for someone who wants to click a button and make his coffee, but at the same time, we don't deny that it's really a joy to play with when you have a machine like this. Even if it's not a daily driver for you, still it's a good piece of art to have on your coffee bar for sure. So that's like the lid. It has magnets so that it can catch the place correctly. And this is the access to the internal screw, the long screw of the machine. Of course, this has some metal, as you can see when you move it like that. It's very simple because it has some greasing and all that. It has some bearing so that it can really help you produce pressure and make the cranking very easy when you move the handle left or right, okay? Or forward and backward. So that's how it looks from the top side. And in my testing for the machine, I found that I need to grind much finer than I usually use my beans when I use them with the Mara X machine. So usually when I grind beans like these are nice Guatemalan beans, roasted to like a medium light roast. I usually grind them at around 23 notches on my niche 0. But for this time, I'm using like 17 notches, which is very far, like 6 notches less, finer for these beans, so that I can get some good pressure when I make my coffee. And at the same time, it helps me to do long pre-infusions, and this will definitely enhance the taste of the beans when you brew them. So right now I left the machine for like a minute to soak in hot water, and as I feel in my hand, it's not very hot. It doesn't feel very hot yet. So what I'm going to do is I will take out the hot water and then add more water. So I'm gonna give you a look on how the pressure really builds inside this machine. So right now I've added some hot water inside, but because there is a silicone mat on the portafilter, right now when I crank like that, the pressure will start building. And as you can see, this is not loose. It's actually easy to move it to any direction, and it will not restrict you whatever side you are using the machine. So right now it's building pressure, but because there is a silicone mat, it's not moving. And as you can see, I'm building pressure easily with the machine. It's just that the surface that I'm using the machine on is a little bit slippery. So as you can see, it reaches very high pressure. And if I leave like that, see, because it's like, it has like a spring inside, which really gives it very nice mechanism to use it very simply, up, forward and backward. So let me add another cycle of water, start brewing the coffee. So when you usually do the preheating cycles, you'll get some time until you get used to use the machine. In the first few times when you use it, you will probably miss something that will make you have some water leaking from the machine. But because right now I've been using it for quite some days now, so I got used to it easily, and now I use it properly without any mess around me. So because I have the top lid in place, so when I remove the portafilter like that, the water inside the machine will not leave the machine and will not make a lot of mess under it, so that I can easily put the milk jug or the pitcher like that, and then you can press or move this one. And when you use the piston on the side, the crank on the side, I'm gonna show you how the water falls from the machine. You can always soak the portafilter itself into any cup or so, and then add some hot water to it and leave it to soak for like a minute or so as well, so that this will help the portafilter to be very nice and hot before you brew your coffee. So these are all techniques that usually people do when they have a manual lever machine, that they make sure that every part of the machine is really hot and nice before they brew their coffee, so that they get the best possible quality for the cup. So right now, I'm going to add a little bit of water to the portafilter to make sure it's hot, while I also add some hot water again on the brew chamber. And as you can see, because I always put the black gasket, the water will not drip from the machine, so that you can have kind of a clean process when you make your coffee. So, of course, by time when you use the machine on daily basis, it will help you a lot to have fun while making your coffee. So a couple of preheating cycles are really recommended to make sure you have good thermal heat. Right now, I feel it's very hot now on my hand, and also the portafilter is very hot. So right now that I've added water a couple of times to the machine, I'll start with preparing my puck after taking out the water from the portafilter. So how I do that, usually, I take out the portafilter like that. There will be some water in it. So I have my pitcher, and then after that, I will prepare the puck quickly and then add the hot water that I'm gonna brew with. So very simple technique that requires you to just have a couple of practices before you do it. So I'll quickly prepare my puck, and the portafilter feels hot and nice now in my hand. So I'll add 18 grams of the coffee. I ground them very, very fine. As you can see, it's much finer grind settings than I would use for a Mara X machine. It's very, very fine. And we'll see together how the extraction is going to look like. I'll try to put a mirror so that it can help you to easily monitor the extraction. So that's how the puck looks like. Okay, we'll use puck screen, and then I'll take out the water in the machine and add the freshly new water. So when I move the crank like that, the water is gonna come out, and then you will put the portafilter and then add your hot water. It's up to everyone. Maybe you would prefer to do only one heating cycle. That would be enough and sufficient for you. In my case, I always do a couple of pre-cycles, like pre-heating cycles. I usually do that also with with PicoPresso, and with any other machine that doesn't have any control over the temperature. So luckily, the ALM copy that I used before, and I still have it, I use it. This one has a PID device attached to it, so it helps the machine to become hot and nice at all times. So right now, I'm gonna add the hot water to the machine. And this feels so hot now in my hand. So I'll add my hot water. This takes up to 150 ml, which is really good enough. I remember the ALM copy machine takes up to 120 only. You can add less water if you want. So what I do usually is I make sure that this piston is, coming like that, so that the hook can catch it. And then I can start my extraction. So let's see how the extraction is gonna happen. So I added this scale, which is really a good thing to have a scale under your cup. At the same time, there's a good space between the cup and the place where you extract the portafilter. So I'm gonna turn on the timer and see how the extraction is gonna look like. And that's a mirror that shows you the bottomless extraction. So as you can see, the pressure is really responding very well. I can hold it there at around 1 bar for some time, maybe 20 seconds or so. And you can see that the coffee starts to appear on the bottomless portafilter. So that's a really good and fancy way to make your coffee. You don't need to put any high pressure on it, and just using one finger is enough. And as you can see now, you can ramp the pressure up. So I'm ramping it up more and more and more up to reaching 9 bar. You have to keep maintaining a steady cranking to make sure you maintain the pressure. And then once you are done, you can pull it down, which will definitely take out the rest of the water, and no need to drip anything after that. As you can see, you can take out the scale and the cup easily, and then you can add your milk pitcher to take out the rest of the water. So that you have a clean process of brewing your coffee. Then when you take out this one, the portafilter, there might be just very few water drops remaining, and that is the portafilter, dry and nice. Let's see how it looks like. So just putting it like that comes easily, and the portafilter is not very soggy or anything. So that's actually considered to be a good and clean extraction. And then when you take out this one like that, it will raise the handle, which can help you to take out the rest of the water. You took out all the rest of the water, as you can see, in the milk jug, and then there is your cup of espresso. Smells nice. Of course, you know, because I'm just like trying it under a camera, so I'm not having full control with my hands. But in other scenarios, I would be, you know, playing around very well, holding the machine steadily with my hand so that I can crank it and keep maintaining the pressure that I want, because you cannot leave the handle at a specific position and then the pressure will not be there, because it will release anyway from the bottom of the portafilter. So what you need to do is always to make sure you're cranking, but you will adjust the right speed up to the way you can see the pressure gauge. So your eyes will be here and your hands will be synchronizing to what you see on your eyes. So you can either go forward or backward or whatever. Let's try to do another cup and see. So I'm gonna add the portafilter and then add some hot water to heat up the machine again. Since it's not feeling cold, it's now still hot. I'm gonna use this one, 99 Celsius. Fill in the chamber. And I'll try to grind even finer than this. So I usually grind at 23, and in the last extraction I did it at 17, which is really significant finer grind. This time I'm gonna go like 15 or 14 so that I can have longer pre-infusion time. Okay, so I need to, this one has to go a little bit up until the end so that it can catch the hook properly. Yeah, that's it. So I'll grind my second dose of beans using the near zero grinder. I'm gonna use finer grind settings. So I used 17. Let's go to, let's say 15. I think 15 is gonna be fine. Maybe, yeah, 14 even. Why not? Let's try that and see. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm showing you the exact process I do to make my cup of coffee without any cropping, to give you a clear visibility on how you are gonna use the machine. So right now I'm gonna take out this one. Yeah, it's very hot. I'm gonna take out the portafilter. Minimal water is there. The portafilter feels hot in my hand. is sufficient in my hand. Preparing my puck. And then damping. Extreme fine grind. I think I can add a little bit more coffee. This is an 18 grams VST basket, but yet I believe I can go up to 20 grams in that basket. So yeah, I can go up to 20. So maybe I'll try that later. So right now the portafilter is ready. I'll take out the hot water from the machine, like that. So the process of cranking is not hard, yet it might be a little bit annoying for some people, not for everyone for sure, because you know there are people who would like to have a machine like this that doesn't, you don't have to worry about the counter space. One of the problems that I had with the IKAPE machine is that it needs nothing over it. So if someone is gonna use the machine in a cabinet of a kitchen or so, and there's a cabinet like over the machine, you will hardly find the place to move the handle all the way up and then bring it back down. That's really something very annoying. So you have to move the machine every time you use it. So for this one, because you don't need to raise a lever or push it down or anything like that, so it's easier to use. Yet you need to find the right way to use it, whether you want it horizontal or you want it vertical, like that. Okay, so in my case, I prefer to have it this way. Maybe someone else will do it on the other way around, on the right side or on the left side, using your right or left hand, depending on how you use it. Okay, so let's extract the second cup and see how it looks like. I think I'm gonna use maybe this one. It's a bigger cup. Yeah, okay. So tearing the grinder, tearing the scale. And let's put that one in place, and then let's start. So very nice looking for the coffee. It's coming from all the holes of the portafilter. I'll keep it there. That's around 4 bar. Now it's decreasing because we're not cranking. I'll start cranking now to reach 6. Yeah, that's it. See, this is a much slower extraction that gives you control. As you can see, right now I'm at 10 bars of pressure. It's decreasing. It's now 9 bar. However, if I just move my hand a little bit, I can maintain the 9 bar for as long as I want. But let's make it a little bit less. Let's make it 8 bar or so. Maintain it at 8 bar. And as you can see, this is much slower extraction with lots of coffee oils. So this is like you can say this is an over extraction. But for some people, they prefer to have slower shots like these. You can achieve that. And as you can see, I'm now maintaining it at 6 bars. See, look at my hand. If I want to go higher, I can. If I want to go lower, I also can. So it has good way of playing with your extraction for sure. So the extraction is very long, yet it's not giving me any hard time. So in a machine that has a pump, usually the machine will choke and the pump will not be able to push the water. But as you can see right now, it's doable that you can do an extraction with very, very, very fine grounds. This is definitely an over extracted cup for sure, but this is just to show you the capability of the machine. So I like how it is really controlling the pressure without any issues, without any choking or anything like that, because you can simply reverse the crank and then you can reduce the pressure completely. So this is how the cup looks like. Let's try it. So it has a good taste. For the ones of you who are curious to know what is the TDS of this cup, I will measure it as well as the other one, the first one, to show you that it is, even though it is very long extraction, it looks like an over extracted cup, still it doesn't taste bad at all. Let's check the TDS of both cups. So that's the first cup that we brewed. Now that it's becoming room temperature, I believe it's good to measure it. .8. So as you can see, this is just a normal TDS, or even a little bit less than the normal, so that we ground finer in the next shot. I'm curious to show you this one, since this was an over extracted cup that is brewed at 1.5 minutes. Let's see, because we played with the pressure throughout the extraction, let's see how the TDS is for this one. So let's try that. And now let's try the second cup that is made in like 1.5 minutes, but with playing with the pressure, going up and then ramping it down to 6 bar and so that it doesn't go for very high extraction throughout the extraction process. I believe this one will also give a similar TDS due to not going on full bar, like 9 bar all the extraction. As you can see, it's a 7.93 percent TDS, which means that you can even go finer without getting a bad taste for your coffee. So this cup tastes very normal, very flavorful, even if it's done in 1.5 minutes. You guys can expect that this is tasting like oil, but it's really tasting very nice and fruity. Not very weird at all, even though if I have a cup that is made on a constant 9 bar of pressure like that, because of a very fine grind, so it takes 1.5 minutes, it will usually taste very bad. It will taste very bitter on your tongue, and you will not be able to complete it. So right now, this is the better cup for me. This is tasting better than the first one for sure. It has more flavor for my coffee, and that's the main idea of having a lever machine. And the idea of going very fine and controlling the pressure with your hand will really give you very good control over the extractions you always make, and very good taste for the coffee you always brew. So now let's look at how the machine is built. I wanna try to show you how to take out the shower screen and also the top part. So to take out the top part, which is the easier one, you can just put this one. So because you have 2 parts to remove, this is the piston that you usually take it out in order to add the hot water inside, or you can put the piston back, make sure it's placed right, and then you can take out the whole part like that. So this is the top cover of the brew chamber. So it has also a gasket, so you can simply take it out completely like that, so that you can, if in case you want to do any kind of cleaning, you can. It's good solid piece of stainless steel, and that's how the chamber looks like from the inside. So very nice access to clean the chamber using a brush or using a piece of cloth or anything. It's very easy to put your hand in it. You will reach the top. From the top you can reach the bottom. I'm touching the shower screen right now. So on the other hand, if I put the machine this way to show you how the shower screen looks like any E61 machine, where you can use a spoon like that to take out the shower screen, maybe remove a gasket or replace the shower screen with another one, whatever you want. So easy access to all the machine components. So you just need to use a spoon or so and give a couple of pushes left and right until you take out the shower screen. Like that. Very simple process, the same way you do it for the normal E61 machines. That's how I do it with my Mara X machine as well, to do the regular cleaning of the machine. Maybe you can also push from the top part, maybe using your finger or using anything to take it out like that. Very simple process, to clean the whole machine. And as you can see, this is the shower screen. That's how it looks like. You can replace this one with an IMS high precision one, Nanotech, all these shower screens. And meanwhile, this is how the machine looks like. See, it's a very simple, straightforward machine where you can simply do complete cleaning for the machine easily without worrying about reaching places that you cannot reach or having a boiler that's gonna be very hard to access or any of that. So I believe this is how you can easily, like play with your machine, make it really clean at all times, and also brew good cup of coffee. So right now I'm putting back the gasket and the shower screen. And then when you add the portafilter, it will lock it well in place, and then you can add the top part. So adding the portafilter will help the shower screen and the gasket to stay right in place. Maybe you just need to use your finger first. Make sure you push the gasket so you can get some good space for the portafilter to lock in, and then it will do the rest of the job. From 6 o'clock, you put your portafilter, and here you go. Now, adding the top part is also an easy one. All you need to do is to just put this one in place like that and push it gently with your hand until it locks in place. Like that. And then make sure that the hook can reach the place, and there you go. So right now the machine is ready to do the next extraction, and regularly you can easily do the cleaning. Okay, so I believe this is really this was like a thorough way of using the IKAPE Alkaid i9 machine. And for the ones of you who ask about how much is this machine, I believe it's sold at around $750 on the IKAPE website. And for the ones who ask about the technical specs or the dimensions of the machine, it's really very small comparing to other machines that I have, like the IKAPE, for example. This looks very tiny comparing to the other one. This is only weighing 12 kilograms, and the depth is around 26 to 27 centimeters. The height is around 38 to 39 centimeters, and the width is around 18 or 17 centimeters. So we're not talking about a big machine at all. It is just looking nice on the counter, and you can easily have it next to any grinder or any coffee tools because it's not looking very fat at all, or not taking much of the counter space. So you guys tell me in the comments what do you think about it. I know it's not for everyone. I know it can't be the machine that you just have it and you have to only use it because maybe on other days that you need to have some milk-based drinks, or maybe somebody who needs a machine that has automatic heating. I understand all that for sure, because we're not all the same. But for the ones of you who are interested to have a machine like this that looks like an artistic piece on your counter, what do you think about it? Whether you are really planning to have something like this, or what do you have in mind about this machine? So I've seen other machines that are coming soon, like the Meticulous, for example. I believe the Meticulous has a very similar idea to this. I'm not sure what exactly is inside the machine, but I've seen that the machine has a robot that is controlled electronically using the mobile app and the programming, of course, the software that it has, which also pushes the lever in the same exact way up and down without having a real lever on the machine, and definitely without having a hand crank like this. So if you guys remember the Weber key grinder that used to grind in the same way like that, the hand grinding way that you use it on a crank on the right side of the machine, and the machine used to grind the coffee for you. So this is actually coming in the same idea. So the lever, it's kind of not fully automatically controlled, but it is controlled in a way that is not like the other usual way where you press a lever up and down. So this is really good and innovative for me because it has a different kind of use for the lever machines, as well as not having much of a space that you have to worry about when you have a lever machine. And at the same time, it gives you very easy use to do any kind of pressure profiling you're trying to achieve. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I appreciate your comments, I appreciate your subscription to the channel and helping it to grow and spreading the knowledge that we have and the tools that we play with in all the videos. So thank you so much for watching, and see you all in the next one.